Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to this week's edition of Not Your Normal Healthpreneur. I am your not so normal host, Benita Amos, working to be a healthy gorilla. Not Your Normal Healthpreneur is a weekly show for health practitioners who are looking to start and grow their natural health business. The show aims to help these businesses increase their exposure and reach, to better help their clients, and thus increase their income. Our intent is to connect like-minded practitioners, to share knowledge and strategies, to inspire newbies and wannabes to accept the call to action, to encourage collaboration and cooperation among all health practitioners as we continue to create the health modalities of choice for the future. We are keen to help these businesses gain more clients, to grow their business, to acquire more tools to help more people, and in the process to give people education and insight into some of the natural modalities that are available out there, and where they might be able to turn to for help as an alternative to, say, settling for mediocre health or resorting to the standard invasive medical procedures that are the norm today, or the taking of pharmaceuticals with their potentially harmful side effects. Ultimately, we want to show how challenging the current healthcare system can work to create more profits by helping more people. So it's a win-win for everyone. So my guest this week again is just me, myself, and I. And I've been asked yet again why I'm doing this show. So this is another explanation for that. I am on a mission, and my mission is this: to disrupt the current conventional healthcare paradigm and to inspire people to become more responsible and accountable for their own health. And why do I want to do this? Because it makes my heart weep to see so many people suffering with mediocre health, or worse, especially as we age. And what's even sadder is that so many people have been conditioned to, or have decided to settle for that kind of mediocre health because we've been conditioned to believe that that's as good as it gets. I don't believe it has to be like that. Let me take you on a journey, my journey to health. I call my journey my very own Dr. Roadshow. Now, if you're fortunate, you have no idea what I'm talking about, in which case, let me enlighten you. A Dr. Roadshow is a health concern that leads to a seemingly endless series of appointments, tests with various different medical practitioners that typically lead to no real conclusion other than maybe one or more prescriptions to help you manage your symptoms, and it often ends in surgery. Now, my Dr. Roadshows began some 30 years ago when I went to the doctor complaining of fatigue. Well, Doc looks at me and said, "You should be tired. You have 2 small children and you work full time." Seriously, I get being tired. I did have a busy life, don't we all? But what I didn't get was the bone-crushing, feeling like a dish rag, fall asleep anywhere kind of exhaustion that I was constantly dealing with. When I say I could fall asleep anywhere, I'm serious. I could fall asleep anywhere, and I often did. It was often a challenge for me to stay awake through my morning commute. I frequently fell asleep at work in the afternoon if I sat for too long at my desk. Don't tell my boss. At weekend get-togethers around the campfire, I would often pass out, even though I only had a drink or two. My friends and family thought that was pretty funny. Ever notice how it's always funny if it's not you? Any case, at that time, I was in my early 30s. Not my early 90s, my early 30s. Now back then, I thought my diet was pretty decent. Certainly it's much better now, and I continue to work to improve it. But I've tried to be conscious over the years about what I put into my body. I quit smoking some 30 years ago. I took up aerobics to maintain my weight, and I eventually started running, something I've kept up over the past 20 years. I love being active, so on the days that I don't run, I incorporate movement into my life. 20 minutes on my rebounder is a great way to start the day. I also love walking, and despite my fear of heights, hiking in the hills fires up every neuron in my body. I also became a bit of a supplement junkie. One of my fellow health nut nerds likes to say, "Grandma's tomato is not my tomato." Our soil is so depleted to the point that most of our food is completely bereft of any nutrition, which I believe means that supplements are now a requirement for a healthy diet. But despite cleaning up my lifestyle, I was still struggling with issues. And so began my Dr. Roadshows, the first of which culminated with the removal of most of my thyroid just after I turned 30. Next, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, mystery high blood pressure, given that my lifestyle precluded such a condition. Now, on top of my blood pressure issue, I was slowly but surely putting on weight, despite the fact that I had a fairly decent diet, despite the fact that I ran an hour 4 to 6 times a week. And then next on my list, cystic acne. If you ever want to suffer from something that makes you want to hide from the whole world, well, let me tell you, cystic acne is just the ticket. Now, none of my issues were in and of themselves life-threatening, and by today's standards, none of them are even really that serious. But anyone who knows me knows that I don't measure my life and my progress by normal standards. So as I encountered and dealt with each of these issues, I kept asking why, and no one had the answer for me, least of all conventional medicine. So as is my bent, I started looking elsewhere. And so began my journey to discover the not so normal healthpreneurs. Over the past 30 years, I've experienced health modalities that I didn't even know existed. Actually, I found health modalities that I wasn't even aware were health modalities. Let's see. Natural health modalities are actually my rabbit hole. If I heard about it, I was eager to investigate it and to eventually experience it. Naturopaths, homeopaths, herbalists, nutritional coaching, live blood cell analysis, food sensitivity testing, allergy testing, BHRT, regular massage therapy, Thai massage, acupuncture, laser therapy, chiropractic, reflexology, Bowen, Watsu, yoga, Kundalini yoga, breathwork, meditation, pinhole glasses, neurotech, equine gestalt therapy. Ultimately, this has become my Dr. Roadshow, and I'm happy to report that my results have been much better since I started down this road. And the purpose of my talk here today is to let you know that there is hope and help available if you are open and willing to try it. Now, my friend Deanne Riondo, founder of the health group Your Holistic Earth, uses the line, "People are living shorter and dying longer." That this is so true is what makes it so incredibly sad. We can see it in the younger generation, but I also see it epitomized in the quality of life in the people in my generation and older. I watched my mother as her memory failed her to the point that she no longer recognized her own children. Anyone who has ever experienced this type of loss in the life of a loved one knows how heart-wrenching it is. I work with a lot of women my age who have such brain fog, they have trouble retaining information from one day to the next. What does the future look like for them? And take a look around at the people in your life. How many people in your life actually look healthy? How many people do you know are happy or even satisfied with their current quality of life? Well, I'm here to tell you that my journey and my quality of life are proof that you do not have to settle. So thanks to my efforts over the years, I feel better now that I just turned 60 than I did when I was in my 30s. I have more energy. I sleep better. My breakouts are a distant memory. I'm on 0 medications, 0. I have no health conditions to manage. Most people even half my age can't make those claims, never mind those who are my age or older. And how have I managed that? Well, in a nutshell, I've taken back my own personal power. I've become more accountable and more responsible for my own health. All those years back when I was offered yet more prescriptions, 3 to be exact, to help with my latest acne breakouts, I decided I was done letting someone else tell me what was best for my body. And therein lies the key. I decided for myself what I wanted to do next. I have since found natural products to replace my prescription medicines, and I found the support that I need to make informed decisions about my own health. And so what exactly have I done over the years? Well, I continually question. I once worked with another consultant who gave me a hard time about always asking about why? But that's how I'm wired. And that is how I got to the point where I started my Not Your Normal Healthpreneur show, because I believe everything has a root cause. And I believe that the body was beautifully designed by our Creator to heal naturally, given the right tools. And there are so many tools that are available out there. And there is something for everyone, no matter your needs or preferences. And so many beautiful souls who are willing and looking to help. So in part one of this presentation, I'm going to give you a quick glimpse into some of my natural health processes and products that have helped me over the years. Helped me to the point that I do not struggle with weight gain. To the point that despite running over 20 years, I have no joint pain. To the point that I am on 0 medications. To the point that I feel better now than I did some 30 years ago. So first off, I run regularly. When the weather is particularly uncooperative, I may choose to stay indoors and spend 20 to 30 minutes on my rebounder. Some days when the weather is beautiful, or maybe especially when the weather is beautiful, I get outdoors and I walk because I want to spend more time outdoors. Nature is one of the essential elements for good health. I often cannot decide the best part of exercising. I mean, just look at this collection of beautiful pictures from my runs over the past several months. How can I not feel good when I'm exposed to all of this beauty? And these pictures only capture what I see, not what I hear, not what I smell, not what I experience. I simply have no words to tell you how enjoyable it is to get outside all the time, regularly. Now, I'm also very cautious or very conscientious about what I use in my house. One of my favorite household cleaning products is something called Pink Solution. There's no perfumes, there's no toxic chemicals, just enzymes. It cleans exceptionally well without chemicals. So easy on the body and also easy on the environment. I believe it's important to be just as vigilant about what we put on our body as what we put in our body. Speaking of putting in our body and on our body, I use a structured silver for any type of infection. So we've got a liquid for internal use, a gel for external use. This is the go-to antibiotic in our house. This product does not destroy good bacteria, but it helps the body heal. It's incredibly healing. I'm also into essential oils. I don't instruct on essential oils because I'm simply not knowledgeable enough on them. But I do diffuse them regularly, especially when we have colds or flu bugs that we are dealing with in the house. Another one of my favorites, kitchen and bath cloths and towels. They help with environmental waste, help reduce environmental waste. And the efficacy of these products more than justifies their additional cost. Another one of my favorite, Neurotech socks. So many great benefits using this wearable technology. I have to wear socks anyway, especially when I'm running. So why wouldn't I wear a product that has science built right into it? My food supply. I try to buy local and organic as much as possible. I frequent the local markets as well as the local organic grocery stores. Yes, it's definitely more expensive than the block chains, but the quality can't be beat. And it's important to feed your body as best you can. The other thing is it's important to vote with your dollars, and spending your grocery dollars at these kinds of markets and stores is a big vote. Now, these are just some of the ways that I choose to maintain and improve my own health. As in, I am my own personal healthpreneur and my own healthpreneur options. So join me again next week, and I'll introduce you to some of the lovely healing soul and health practitioners that have inspired me and helped me along in my journey back to health. I look forward to seeing you again next week.